Long ago, deep in the heart of the African wilderness, there lived a proud leopard named Kintu. All the animals feared his roar and kept their distance. Kintu ruled the jungle with confidence, believing no one could match his strength. But one year, the rains failed, and the land turned dry and cracked. Kintu roamed far and wide, growing weaker each day from thirst and hunger. One afternoon, Kintu collapsed beside a dusty, dry riverbed. His legs could no longer carry his mighty frame. He closed his eyes, thinking his end had come. Just then, a tiny tortoise named Kobi appeared from the bushes. Kobi carried a single green leaf filled with drops of water. Without hesitation, Kobi tilted the leaf, letting the water touch Kintu's dry tongue. Kintu opened one eye and saw the tiny creature standing bravely before him. "You have saved me," the leopard whispered weakly. Kobi smiled and replied, "A friend in need is worth more than fear." Kintu promised, "When I am strong again, I shall repay you." The rains returned that night, and the rivers flowed once more. Grass turned green again, and the jungle bloomed with life. Kintu regained his strength, running fast and hunting with ease. But in his joy, he forgot the promise he made. When asked about the tortoise, he laughed, "What can such a small thing do for me?" One day, Kintu chased a bushbuck toward a steep cliff. The ground gave way beneath his feet, and he tumbled into a deep ravine. His leg twisted, and he could no longer climb out. He roared for help, but no one came. The jungle grew quiet, as if the trees themselves turned away. On the third day, a slow rustle came from above the ravine. Kobi peered down and saw Kintu lying in pain. Without a word, the tortoise began gathering vines and sticks. He carefully lowered a strong vine into the pit. Kintu, shocked and ashamed, began to climb with great effort. At the top, Kintu bowed his head low before Kobi. "I forgot, but you remembered," he said with tears in his eyes. Kobi simply nodded and began walking back to the forest. Kintu followed silently, no longer proud, but humbled. The jungle watched as predator and prey walked together as brothers. News of the leopard's change spread across the land. The elders of every animal tribe came to see if the stories were true. Kintu told them how the tortoise saved his life not once, but twice. He taught the young cubs to honor promises, no matter how small. Kobi became a symbol of wisdom across the animal world. Peace returned to the jungle, where animals once feared one another. Predators hunted only what they needed and shared with the weak. Even the skies seemed bluer and the nights cooler. The tortoise's wisdom had touched every creature. And Kintu, once feared, was now loved as a just and humble king. Years passed, and Kintu grew older, his golden coat now tinged with silver. He still roamed the forest, but more slowly, always beside Kobi. The leopard often paused to tell young ones the story of the promise he once forgot. He ended each tale by saying, "A heart that forgets is no better than a stone." The jungle remembered, and so did he. One day, a young leopard named Zula scoffed at the tale. "Real strength doesn't kneel before a tortoise," he said with pride. Kintu led Zula to the ravine where it all began. There, he stood silent, letting the wind whisper the memory. Zula lowered his head, feeling the weight of true strength for the first time. As the moon rose, Kintu and Kobi sat beside the river in silence. They watched fireflies dance over the water and listened to the frogs sing. No words were needed between them anymore. Their friendship had become the roots of the forest, quiet but strong. The stars above sparkled like the promise once made and never forgotten. One morning, the forest awoke to find Kintu lying beneath the ancient baobab. His eyes were closed, and a soft breeze played with the fur on his face. Kobi approached slowly, placing a single green leaf upon his chest. All the animals gathered in silence to honor the great leopard. Even the trees seemed to bow as the wind whispered his name. A stone was carved and placed beneath the baobab where Kintu lay. The inscription read, "Here rests he who remembered." From then on, every animal that passed the tree left a gift in his honor. The tortoise, now very old, visited every season to sit beside the stone. The story of Kintu and Kobi lived on in whispers, songs, and dreams. And so, in the heart of the African wild, a legend was born. A tale not of power, but of memory, humility, and kindness. The leopard and the tortoise taught that no creature is too small to make a difference. And that depths of the heart, once honored, make the strongest of bonds. Even now, when the wind rustles the trees, you may hear the leopard say, "I remember."